Okay, now you've got your 38 stitches. Doesn't look like a lot, but it'll grow. And the next part is actually knitting. Now there are two different kinds of ways of knitting, well, two basic knitting styles. There's English and Continental, also known as throwing and picking. These different styles will suit different people in different ways. So I'm going to start out with Continental, and then I'm going to go back and do English after. So with Continental, you hold all of the yarn and everything in your left hand. And what you do is you're going to wrap your working yarn around the pinky, over the ring finger, under the middle finger, and over the index finger, so that it allows for some tension. Now some of you will find you're not holding onto the yarn very well, and you're going to want to wrap it around the pinky like that instead, and that works for beginners really well. So again, that's wrapping around the pinky like that, over, under, and over. Okay? Now, knitting is putting the right needle in the front of the loop from back to front. So like this, see? Right in there like that. Okay? And then you take this yarn and you always wrap counterclockwise, and then you grab that piece of yarn as you pull through. Alright, so you see how you've got it on both needles now. Now you want to pull that off the left needle, just like that. I'll show you again. That's through the loop, wrap it around counterclockwise, and then back through again. Get real close on this. Through the front, wrap it around, pull it through, and pull it off. In, around, through, and off. And now the instructions say to do this for 7 rows. So that should give you some good practice with it. So you're going to go through, around and off. And as you can see, this is why it's called picking, because what I'm doing is when I go through this loop, I'm grabbing this yarn and pulling it through. He says, I hope you can see it. And this becomes fairly methodical and very relaxing after a while, just knitting. Oop. I got too much thread there. There we go. Okay, so there we go. We've knit 1 row in continental style, and you can see it's grown a lot now that it's got some room to breathe. Okay, so now what we're going to do is walk through English. And I'd like for you all to try both of these, because this way you'll be able to learn which one works for you. Now, English is called throwing. And the reason being is that you work with the working yarn in your right hand and you throw it around the needle. So now I'm holding my working yarn and my right needle in my right hand and just the worked yarn in my left. So it's still the same thing. You're still going to go in through the loop and you're still going to wrap counterclockwise, right? But you're going to wrap with this hand. So you're through the loop and then you wrap around the needle and hold it down and then in and off. Okay? So it's through, wrap around, out, and off. So it's a little different way of holding it. Works for beginners, people who've crocheted, continental is easier for. It's just a matter of preference, so that's why I say try them both. So knit through, around, and off. So through, around, back and off. Through, around, back and off. Around, and off. Now, just a trick for throwing is don't ever just let this dangle, the needle. It's so easy to accidentally slide your stitches off because you've let it dangle, which I just did. What you want to make sure you do is if you're not holding it in your right hand, you need to hold it in your left hand. See? Because otherwise you're going to drop it, you're going to drop stitches, you're going to go crazy, you're going to be upset, and you'll be talking to me, Ayla Jane, what did I do wrong? I don't know, what's the matter? So, which is okay, you can ask me questions, but so you're going through, around, back and off. And just do this the whole time. And you see how when I let go, I'm holding it with my left. And then I grab it again with my right. Especially with straights because they're not connected to each other. So that that right needle could go flying and take all of your knitting with it. Once you guys do this a bit, you're going to be like, this was so easy. Why is it taking so long? No, it gets faster. A lot faster as you get better at it, as you understand what you're doing, as it becomes more of a second thought process. I'm a little more clumsy with the English because I haven't done it in a very long time. But sometimes I wish I used it. I switched to Continental because it was easier on my carpal tunnel. And I felt personally I was faster with it. I know people who feel that they are faster with throwing. So it just depends. And the nice thing with cotton is when you drop a stitch, you have a pretty good chance at catching that thing before it goes away. So now we have 2 rows of knit. And you're going to do this 5 more times, and then you're going to move on to row 8, which is got some purling in it, and so that'll be the next video.